Hello, in this tutorial I will show you how to use the 8480 as a standalone effect. In this way it can be used in the studio or on a live event or wherever you want as a flexible replacement for hardware reverb units. The 8480 Reverb is designed to be used with an external audio interface with up to 24 input channels and 24 output channels. Here on the setup page you can see the routing matrix, which enables you to receive input from any monochannel or stereo pair of the available channels. We currently have connected an audio interface with 18 inputs and outputs, so you can choose between all of them. To select the stereo pair, just click on the first of the desired channels and the adjacent channel is automatically selected. If you want to select a mono input, select the input you want and then tap the other channel which was selected automatically to disable it. Then only one channel is selected and the 8480 now runs with the mono input on both reverb channels. This is a mode you would like to use if, for example, you want to sing or play an electric guitar through the reverb. In the output sections, the handling of the output channels is similar to what I explained now for the input channels. You can select between 3 different output lanes, one for the mixed signal, one for the wet signal and one for the dry signal. By default there is no routing for wet or dry signal but only for mixed. But in the routing matrix you can choose any routing you like. For example, if you don't want the mixed signal but only the wet signal, you deactivate the channels on the mixed lane. Then you switch over to the wet signal lane and select the channel you like. There is also an output lane for the dry signal, so that you can keep both the dry and the wet signal in perfect sync under any circumstance. So you can simply select the dry lane and select another channel pair for outputting the dry signal. You can also save your preferred audio routings as presets. This enables you to be ready for different setups in different studios or on a live event. I can now save what I have changed in the routing matrix. And now I can make adjustments for having another routing and save it under another name. And if I want to recall the first routing, I just load it. There is virtually no limit to the amount of presets you can save. It is only limited by the space on your iDevice. There is a button called Background Audio. If you switch it on, the audio processing inside the 8480 continues after sending it to the background. You want to use it when using other apps in your setup parallel to the 8480. If you started the 8480 as a first audio app before starting any other audio apps, iOS gives it control over latency and sample rate of your iDevice. In this case, you can change both values by tapping on them at the top of the setup window. If you tap it, a dialog opens and you can select the desired value. If you change the sample rate, then you can choose sample rates of up to 96 kHz. It depends on the performance of your iDevice if it is really possible to work at such a high sample rate. If your audio interface or the iDevice audio system does not permit a change to the desired latency or sample rate, the actual value is always shown above. It means, for example, that although you might select 96 kHz with the internal audio output of your iDevice, it will only be switched to the maximum possible sample rate, which in this case is 48 kHz. And last but not least, there is a feature called Stage Mode, which switches the graphical user interface to a mode optimized for low light environments, for example on a stage during a concert. With this feature, you don't need to change the brightness of your display in case you want to keep it this way for other apps you use simultaneously. This mode is currently available only on iPad. Thanks for watching this video about using the 8480 live with an audio interface. Stay tuned for more videos about other features and visit our homepage, and of course try out the 8480.